because now it's just all around broken because it's like T-Bob. But so legit, all I'm doing right now is reviewing and doing part of the story. You're probably not going to see me talk a lot about the story, except this. Actually, no, you're actually going to talk a lot about the story. I just looked at my. But let's get started with the review real quick. Let's start with the combat. The combat's great, alright? I think there's a good bit of games that I like the combat of. Very few were very likable. Let me turn the robot on, okay? Hey, Alpha Bloodhound. I need to fix the thingy. I need to fix my thingy. Probably can't hear me right now. There we go. Now I should be able to hear you if you say something. Make my life a little bit easier. Turn everything down real quick. Ooh. Alright. Jesus Christ. Alright, so I'm starting.
Since the LG previews when it'll be coming out.
I don't know, my guy. I don't know. I'm excited for it though. I'm excited for a lot of games that are coming out soon. Rust is coming out on the PS4 soon, which I'm excited for that. A lot of things are happening technically right now. And they're really fun. Hi. I real quickly just need to close the gate. But, I was talking about I
gotta get that gate closed before more of those fuckers get inside.
The combat has always been important for me in the games. I was never good at stealth.
No shit but true.
I should what? What should I say? No sh. Okay, thank you. Alright. But I always like combat. I was never good at stealth. Never played stealth. Most games that involve stealth didn't have the best time with, but I managed to beat them. I liked a lot of those Assassin's Creed games, but then again, you could also kind of do them without having to do stealth. Besides a couple important missions. This game you can technically do stealthy, but it's not required. Most games have like one mission that it's partially required if you want to make it even partially doable. It's also, Dying Light's not one of the easiest games to get. Like when you first play it, yes, you can mess with the keybinds all you want, but I usually stick with default keys. But usually but their controls are awkward, kinda. If you haven't played it in a while, you usually don't like freaking. Jesus Christ, where's the guy at? But
on Rice's behalf, I'm supposed to pick something up.
Nobody cares. But God, I just lost my train of thought.
Hey,
Jesus Christ.
Rice sent me here to pick up something for him.
I need to look at my script more.
Anybody in there?
Okay, but
Not so loud. They'll draw the monsters.
quiet. So, quiet. This. Quiet. Quiet. Thank you. Okay. But I always liked Dying Light games. There's plenty of reasons why. Oh, scared the crap out of me. Dying Light has had a couple of ups and a couple of downs. In the beginning, when Dying Light first came out, it had a good bit of glitches and a good bit of little cheats that you could do. I know a couple of them still. And now there's a lot of modders because it's no longer popular. Dying Light 2 is coming out soon. That sounds great. I'm keeping an eye on it. But so either way, Dying Light, the controls they're hard to get the hang of, but and it's done. The story now, that is something magical. The story's great. You get characters that don't just randomly die. It's not Game of Thrones up in here. Not every character dies as soon as you meet them. So usually you get attached to them even partially. like, even if you don't usually care for them, you'll partially care. So.
Just one pickup to go at the ferry station on the old pier.
Yeah, thank you. But
There was until the Navy
in the
sent it
end,
to the bottom of the
story's
bay.
fantastic. There's not just like random, oh, this happened, and there's
Waiting for another
here's
one
some
that
random
never came.
bullcrap reason that the game decided to think of in the span of 1.2 seconds.
Yes, but any boat that tries to leave the bay gets blown
So-
right out of the water.
Hi, that's not nice. But yeah, so usually the story's easy to get a hang of. Like, it's easy to pick up. Like, the game's not easy to pick up, but the story's easy to pick up. It's not spelled out for you, but you also don't gotta be like the smartest man in the world to figure out what it means. So, a lot of games like Dark Souls. I played a little bit of Dark Souls. I never beat it. Well, I did beat it, but freaking, it wasn't the best way. A little cheesy boy up in here, but so I always liked hard games. Dying Light, it's not hard, but it is hard at the same time. It's not like you're about to. It's not like it's about to ruin your day by how hard it is. Dark Souls, and learn something from that. The difficulty, I don't even know. Yeah, there's a difficulty setting. The difficulty settings, like the hardest difficulty is hard. The medium difficulty is medium, and there's the easy difficulty is easy. The thing is though, like every once in a while you're like, oh, I need to take a step back because you obviously like the game doesn't like the game won't make it seem impossible, but after you do it a couple times, like, oh, this ain't supposed to be doable. Now then again, I'm over here one of the people that will grind for hours on end, so I never really bumped into that problem. But occasionally I did, and I'm like, oh, okay, so I need to come back at a later date when I'm stronger and have more time to do said task at hand, whatever it was. A lot of side quests in these games, the side quests aren't great. When I say that, they don't give you a lot of story. It's usually pick up blank, return blank, and that's it. There's your thing. No more, no less. That's it. It feels like a way for the game just to get you away from the normal scavenger type playstyle it is. But the game also doesn't step out of line. Like, it knows where it's supposed to be, when it's supposed to be, and it tries to follow its rules. Like, you can do a couple things that legit will kind of ruin the game, but that didn't stop my fall. But it also tries to obey things, like it partially, and it doesn't. So, okay, but you know when it's supposed to be there, and you know when you're supposed to be there. Like at this level, I'm fairly weaker, and I forget, it's awkward not being able to just walk up to a zombie with a katana or something, just completely butcher everyone known to mankind. But, like, besides that, this game doesn't give you, like, the sensation of power. Like, when you first start, you feel like nothing's gonna happen. You feel like you're just a random survivor and you don't have much to do. But in this game, you do. You have plenty of things to do. You don't waste your time at all. You're constantly moving. You're constantly doing things. You're constantly moving. Everything you do is, like, necessary. Like, side missions, they're not necessary, but they will help you out a good bit compared to most side quest missions that just give you a little bit of cash. Side quest missions give you a lot of cash if needed. Like, it tells you what you're gonna get too, and it also tells you what you're not gonna get. So it's not like most games where you do a side quest and you're like, really, that's it, that's all I got, so I just waste my time doing this. Like, you know what you're gonna get. You're like, you can expect. The names are flat out important. Like, most of the names in the missions, you can tell. You're like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna do this. Unless you get something like the arena, which just says fight, and I get a really boring answer. But in the end, you come out on top. Crane, you don't feel like you're super overpowered, because if everyone gangs up on you, you're dead. At high level, and you're modded like I am, you're just screwing over everyone. But every other time, you're like, this might not be the best plan of action at this time. And it's plainly obvious when you aren't supposed to be there. Well, it's not plainly obvious, but it's partially obvious. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, I can do this. And then 2 minutes later, you're like, okay, I can't do this. I lied to myself. It's like, it's just all around fun. The leveling system is very interesting, in my opinion. Most games, you earn skill points, bada bing, bada boom, there you go, there's whatever you need at the time. And then you waddle away with your skill points. And then you just spend them and then walk off. But in this game, you have to do things. Like, it just occasionally jumping around will get you, like, a couple, points. Like, not the most points, but it'll give you points in
Join
the
the
end.
club. Now, come back and claim your prize. Good job today.
So, and the game doesn't just throw everything at you at once. Like, it's like some games, they just like, oh, this guy exists, and that's it. They give you some sort of intro, like the grunts, the big guys with 3-bar. Oops, sorry, are grunts.
Do you copy?
No, they're not weak, but they're not.
Someone's turned on the 18th floor. We're doing our best to contain the situation, but we can't sugarcoat this, Crane. We need answers in right fucking now.
So in the end, okay. And in the end, this is
God, just
all in all a
hurry,
great
please.
game. The leveling system. There's not a lot of games that I call good or masterpieces. I'm very lenient on those. I'm like, will I enjoy this game for a long period of time? And Dying Light is one of those games that you don't just pick up and drop. Like Call of Duty, you could do hundreds and hundreds of things, but after you get like max level, like Warzone, there we go, Warzone. Like as soon as you get all your weapons really high up and you hit your best, like that's it. You're gone. You don't really look at it again. And it doesn't really take long to get one of your weapons completely maxed and just breeze through everything with said weapon. Dying Light at the beginning gets the same way. You feel really weak. You know you can't do much, so you usually just avoid. And then that's it. You just move on with your day. And then, like over time, you get really strong weapons. But at the same time, your enemies get really strong weapons in the end too. So eventually, in the end, you just technically just partially wasted your time in most games. Like you did it. Ta-da! It's like Minecraft. There we go, Minecraft. You beat the game. You build giant castle. That's it.
Good. I need you to make a quick detour.
That's it. You finish your mission. You walk off, and there you go.
One of our patrols went off the grid somewhere near the market.
Hmm.
I'm making it your...
This game is something like, oh, this happened. Alright, ta-da, that's my day. It's like, oh, this is happening. It's now or never. I'm in this little spot here. I can get a reward. It's optional, completely optional. But I might not see this encounter again. They might give me something unique, or they might just give me some random bullcrap that's not even worth my time. Which is usually what happens. So give me my random bullcrap item that I'll probably never use. 77 cash. But in the end, game is fantastic at its core. Story, fantastic. Combat, fantastic. Everything is fantastic. Except one simple detail. Money makes no sense at all. Like, I just helped that guy $77. Hi, frog. But, and that's it. That's all it gives me. I get nothing else. And then, like when I was at the store, $400 it wanted for a retarded old weapon that in the end would break, just so I could use it a couple times and then it breaks. And like the inventory, like look, this is your inventory. Like you know that you're not super strong. You know you're probably not gonna breeze through everything. Like your blueprints, like you don't have a lot of these. Like you don't really get a lot of options here with the med kits. like the Night Hunter boost. That's the only truly, really friggin' strong thing that I had at the time. And that requires me forever to get that, just because it's, well, something that is completely optional. Do I want something really strong? Yes. Do I have to work for it? Yes. You didn't give me the thing I wanted. But all in all, it's great. Everything's optional. You don't have to technically do anything. This game can be a complete sandbox if you really wanted it to be. The amount of like you can join almost any join a couple servers, go through a couple, and just ask, is anyone a modder? And then usually it can just become a point-and-click adventure, and it's really fun. But all games have their downfall, and this one has very, I can't say few. It has a couple. Not so many like, oh, okay, this game sucks, I'm gonna quit the game. I'm not gonna name any games that did that. Call of Duty 4, yeah. In the end, it's phenomenal, and there's I'm leaving. Bye. So I'm gonna quickly pull this. Should I pull out my gun?
Search the bodies. Look for some blueprints in a small envelope. Don't damage them.
Whatever.
They're worth
But
more than all those dead assholes put together.
and the game also has a sense of humor that's funny, and also is not funny. Like at times the game can get super funny, and then just downright terrible at times. Like you're just like, oh, okay, that's not funny in any way, shape, or form. And like 2 minutes later, you're like, oh, now that's some funny crap. It also doesn't waste your time usually with boring details. Give me your assault rifle. So in the end, this game, fantastic, 10 out of 10. Would buy again. Like a legit, that's a slogan that I would probably live by for this game. Like Bioshock. Bioshock is a phenomenal game in my opinion. I downright love that game.
Good. Bring it back to me.
But the thing is, when you find a good game, then you have a hard time finding things that live up to said game. And then you're like, oh, well, like Dark Souls. Like when I played Dark Souls and I managed to cheesily beat it using every trick in the book, almost, for crying out loud. Yes, I cheesed the game fairly easily, but it's still hard. So in the end, the game's great. There's nothing wrong with Dying Light. There's very few things that I would call it bad, or like the quote, in my opinion, terrible, is not a thing I use a lot, because in my opinion every game has its downfalls. But like Dead Game, I despise that quote with every soul in my body. I don't want that one to play. But in the end of the day, we technically usually partially force their hand and give it. It's like Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's a perfect example of that. We won the game early. We didn't really ask for it early. We demanded it more or less. So they didn't really have much to.
No, but he is the most feared. And you know the old saying, it's better to be feared than loved if one cannot be both. Correct. Smart fellow, that one.
But in the end, game, damn fantastic. Very few games have, like, it's like Halo 3, alright? Halo 3 made The Forge, which was great. Halo 3 made a lot of things that were fantastic. But then, like a lot of games, like Halo 3 made a Forge access, which was great. You make custom maps, boom, that's fantastic. You did the same with Dying Light. No, not really, but partially you can. But most games don't have that. Like most games here, you're usually like A, the forge is an option, or B, it's required that you do the forge for the entire game. So I don't know. Oh. I would buy this game for anyone, like, as a gift. Like, if they were into, like, first-person shooters, finger quotes on shooters. Why are you fighting me? But, in the end... Okay, hold up. But in the end... This game isn't one that I'd be like, oh, okay, it's over. Ta-da, done, walk away with my day. It's something I would rapidly play. Ow. The thing is about a lot of the games... Ow! The pipe. The crafting system in this game isn't the best. I will downright admit it. Crafting system is annoying, very annoying. And then the zombie AI, that's interesting. But the humans AI in this game is even worse. Like, I get, like, if you shoot a gun, like, it'll draw some zombies towards you. But in this game, if you shoot a gun, it draws every zombie near you. Every last retarded zombie that decides to come your way. I thought that was him. Jump up in. Well, like, see, okay, that single shot. Now we'll proceed to alert a lot of people. Like, a lot of zombies, like, hundreds of thousands. In the span of just a couple bullets. Like, that's it. Right now you hear the zombies yell. That's a sign of, ha, get out of Dodge, or you're screwed. So, in the end, the game's great. It has a couple flaws that can be improved on. This game's really old, so I know for a fact no one's probably gonna watch this, but... Hi. Like this right here. He's just staring at me. Hello. Give me a word. Yeah, like that 78 cash, and I can't even buy more bullets for my gun for that doll hairs to my name. Bullets are very expensive. And didn't I get an assault rifle? Oh my god, it was supposed to give me an assault rifle, and I never went and I never picked up the one. Okay. Game has great potential, but it just needs to be improved. I know for a fact Dying Light 2 will probably fix all the problems. I can tell you that faux show. But right now, problems are not the best. So, hope y'all had a nice time listening to my review. Besides my terrible script. But I hope y'all have fantastic evening, alright? Have a good day. And goodbye.